I promise.
We're on.
Have to find a strong rope.
That part of the film.
On.
Thank you. Perfect. That was a conversation. Anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to the Brooklyn Tea Party meeting, November 8th, 2020, a year from hell, as you all know. From the beginning of the impeachment hearings, from the beginning of the plandemic, from the beginning of everything else of horror shows that we're witnessing today in current events time. Hopefully when this video is uploaded, it'll be happier times. But we'll see what happens. So enough said at the moment about that. We are moving forward with the Brooklyn Tea Party. We're having a, yes?
Pledge of Allegiance.
Before we start that. We're going to be having elections for the Brooklyn Tea Party. As our great secretary reminds me, before we move forward with anything, let us please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Today the flag is here on the podium, not there. Thank you. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Today is a day that we are all in the midst of dealing with, but we're not burning cities down, right?
No.
Right, Antifa. We're not burning cities down. We will take it to court because it's our right to do so. And we will see where the chips fall. If they don't fall where we want it to fall, then it is what it is. And then we have to fight to make sure, well, it's hell. So we will be fighting to make sure that hell is less of a sting, and we'll see what horrors are coming our way, because let us all be, let's not mince words. If we lose the Senate, communism is here. They will make Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C. a state. They will pack the courts to 13 or whatever the number is to make sure they have liberal freaks on the Supreme Court. They will make sure that the country will become Venezuela. The #1 oil producing nation will now be, and to Pennsylvania, the Bidens will say, frack you. Okay, because that's exactly what's going to happen. And you know what, at the end of the day, Pennsylvania, if your votes weren't stolen, but if it was your true votes, then you deserve what you get. Remember, your votes have consequences. If you voted for communism, enjoy communism. So, unfortunately, we all have to be a part of that ride. But we had some good news so far in New York State and in this Brooklyn. At the present moment, I say present moment because there's still paper ballots have to be counted and it's not officially counted. We won the 46th Assembly District. We won this 22nd Senatorial District. We won the 11th Congressional District. We've won the crossover of Nicole's old seat from Staten Island, also parts of Brooklyn. The Tenusis guy that ran, he's now Assembly-elect. And I believe we won, Alan, correct me if I'm wrong, something in Queens. Did we win a seat?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
No?
Yeah,
No.
I think I had read something about it. I don't know what the district was, but they named it.
Yeah, I thought I heard
somewhere.
something.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day,
You did it right.
Donald Trump did get 43% with 78% of the precincts reporting. Really, guys, what's taking you so long? 78%. Maybe because they know most of the votes are upstate New York still, and that's going to be for Trump. Who the heck knows? It's a crazy year, right? 2020. Hindsight's also 2020. Who knows? But we never know. Doubtful. But it'll be fun to see if he ekes up a couple more percentage points. Because the last time in 2016 he had 36 point, I believe, 6% of the vote. And that's a dramatic improvement, especially in a liberal state, especially a state that hates Donald Trump, right? All of a sudden he increased 7%, hopefully a little bit more. Because it shows that the people are sick of seeing their cities burn. But unfortunately, there's too many people that apparently like it. Or they don't like it, and the ghost of their family members voted, or people that never happened. Maybe the aborted fetuses that the Democrat Party likes. Huh? Maybe they voted in this election. Maybe their souls that they took voted in this election. It's possible. I don't know. We shall see. But at the end of the day, this is what's going on. We are, it says projected winner. They're all celebrating in the streets. All right, it's their right to do that. As long as they don't burn the city down. Right? We don't like it. It is what it is. It's a message that the lowlifes in the streets that burnt cities down got their way. That's what the message is. No one could tell me otherwise. The lowlifes who burned cities and went after people's property got their way at the moment. Let's just hope on Inauguration Day, when everyone's gathered and we see the raising of the hand and we all hear, I, Donald J. Trump, do solemnly swear.
Amen.
I mean, it's a very slim chance, very slim, but it's great to have a little hope, as Obama says, huh? Hope. Hope and change. So we shall see. We shall see, because there is a lot of court litigation that still has to be happening. We don't know exactly what the hell happened because, truthfully, on Election Day, as a lot of people predicted he will win on Election Day, he did win on Election Day, and all of a sudden the big Hoover vacuum cleaner came out and started sucking the votes away, didn't it? Hoover, nobody could do it better than you. You remember the old tagline from you, Hoover?
Too good to be true.
So, at the end of the day here, we shall see. They will be doing recounts in Georgia and Wisconsin, and Arizona still counting. And 10 state recount, 10 states.
Wisconsin.
And remember, there was a particular software problem that I'm aware of in Michigan, I think. In Michigan, that had
And other states.
and other states, but this particular software had a glitch. All of a sudden, it had a glitch. A county that normally is red had Biden winning by 3,000 votes. Oh, hallelujah, Joe Biden won. But in reality, when they, oops, we had a glitch. Donald Trump won by 2,500 votes in that particular district. But in that same state, 47 other counties has the same software. Same software is also in Georgia. The same software, I'm sure, is somewhere else. I just don't know
All those
beyond
states,
that.
all the states.
Probably.
And then
So who
some.
knows if it was a software glitch? You know, big tech. You know, big tech. When I try to share a story about, what were we talking about before?
Right, but the Operation Hammer, was that what?
Operation Hammer. I try to share a story. Someone shared a story called Operation Hammer. I won't go into the details. Everyone in the audience probably knows about it by now. But Operation Hammer. Some member posted something on the Brooklyn Tea Party page. I approved it as an administrator. So, all right, it's Lou Dobbs. Later on, I say, oh, a notice from Facebook. An administrator approved the post that wasn't factually correct. And if you keep on doing this, your page could be disabled. Well, thank you, Facebook. I didn't know your fact checkers said something about that. Sometimes I see prior to me approving a post, it says fact checkers say, I'm like, all right, I don't want to deal with your crap. You know, whatever, not approved. But this one didn't have that. Like, I'm supposed to be your fact checkers too, right? I mean, I don't agree with you anyway, but I'm supposed to be your fact, and then you're telling me that, how dare I approve? Then why you even allow it up there? Because at the end of the day, you know it's true and you're trying to stymie the information out there, just like you did with the Biden story. So don't tell me, big tech, what you're trying to do. You're in cahoots with the Democrat Party. I'm sure this message won't get up there probably. You'll delete it. YouTube, right? Maybe you need a... It's funny, because when I try to post it up on my own page, the same story, it gave a block, and it said, oh, this had sexual content. I said, excuse me, I refreshed it again, and it said, oh, it's a fact check. They were originally going to throw sexual content, but I wrote in the banner, Facebook, this has nothing to do with sexual content, you know, because I rewrote the...
What happened if you put on...
This is what they're trying to do, and they're disgusting. You're disgusting.
What happens if you put down fact check, it's only satire? It's
Yeah,
somebody in minor.
they're just ridiculous. So at the end of the day,
If you put
this is
satire.
what we're
They've gone
dealing
after
with.
Babylon B on that.
Right,
Babylon
Babylon B. So at the end of the day, this is what we are encountering and what we're dealing with,
Babylon
right?
B.
Babylon,
Alright.
yeah.
So like
Yeah.
they'll have like, let's say, pictures.
Alan.
They'll have-
How, really, how are we
have a
dealing
picture
with it?
of Donald Trump.
In what sense?
In the sense that they have the power
Yeah.
to censor us. So how are we dealing with it?
Well, there's other platforms that people are
So
trying
maybe you would
to
have put
start.
that out. Maybe
Yeah.
we would have
Parlor.
Parlor is one of them. What's the other one? Anyone know more?
USA
Public
something.
service announcements.
That's
Well,
not
There's one
Well,
USA
they're
that's
ducking
supposed to be,
cover
what about
pretty
it,
soon.
it's a satire?
Public service announcement, remember that? The nuclear,
There's a USA.com, I believe that's supposed to be.
you also have Newsmax. If you have Cablevision, channel 102. I just discovered that myself the other day. I didn't even know that existed on my cable channels. I don't go up beyond whatever certain channels. So Newsmax is 102. Fox News has been infiltrated.
Finished.
Fox News is
So they don't accept-
finished.
They got rid of Judge Janine.
Did they get rid of her?
Judge Janine, 'cause she was going to expose the voter fraud, and they
Fox News is done.
Didn't
Enough
Hannity
with
buy
that.
a station and he's supposed to be leaving or something?
Maybe Donald Trump will be with Kennedy and they'll start a new news network, maybe. But keep in mind one thing, hold on. Keep in mind one more thing. They won't let this man rest.
No, of course not.
Letitia James, State of New York Attorney General. I have a message for you. Don't you dare come after our president. We won't stand for it. I know you're going to try to create something that he did or whatever, and you're going to come after us or him and try to make sure he goes to jail. You're disgusting. Stop it. Stop your witch hunt. This is what they do in communist nations. They have mock sham trials and then they do the executions. That's what we're becoming.
They are communists.
You're
that's a fact.
disgusting. You're a communist.
Yeah, people are expensive.
Go where you need to go. So at the end of the day, this is what we're dealing with.
But Mark
So,
Levin wants to start a new resistance.
well, we need a
Can we
we
join?
need a
Can we start here,
resistance.
start a new resistance?
Okay, we need the voice in the streets.
We don't want to settle for less.
We need, because this is how they get away with it. This is how they get away with
Let's
it.
get it.
They have nothing to lose, these lowlifes that protest. Now, that protest is fine. Burning and violently smashing things because they live in their mother's basement, and also with Joe Biden, sometimes they room with him in the basement. So, you know, when they travel, it's like a hostile, right? A hostile, and he smells their hair, that's all they have to pay. All they have to do is, they have to smell he could smell their hair, and that's how the hostile works in Joe Biden's basement. So, they have nothing to lose. We have something to lose. We own homes, we have businesses, we work 9 to 5. We get arrested, we lose our job, whatever, we have a lot to lose, and they know that. And they control our youth. Right? What about your children? Maybe they could go out in the streets and do what protest. Well, they're indoctrinated because of colleges. Okay? All of a sudden, you have to perform an exorcism on them after week 1 of college, right? Because they're indoctrinated by the liberals and communists, and they've destroyed, generations. And Ronald Reagan always said, we're one generation away from losing our freedom.
And we are.
Let's just hope it's not this generation, but it certainly seems like it at the moment, but it's not over yet. We shall see when the state electors meet on December 14th and the voting is all certified. Remember, Fox News projects Joe Biden as the winner. Projects is the operative word. It's not certified. And if we all know our president, he will fight to the very end.
Yes.
They are not dealing with a Mitt Romney which gave a concession speech right away
Yes.
and wagged his tail for the victor over him.
Well,
This is different. So we shall see what happens moving forward. Now, moving forward with, yes,
Just have one more thing. John White, I think he's in charge of the, of getting money to fund the judiciary to fight this.
Yeah.
And the website is donaldjtrump.com. It's to go to all the lawyers.
okay. DonaldJTrump.com. Please support the president and his funding for his lawyers. Go to DonaldJTrump.com.
Yes.
DonaldJTrump.com. Help him out when you get a chance, a moment's peace later on, when you're in your house or whatever. Please, whatever it is, $10, whatever it is, please help him fight to the very end, and we shall see. We won't burn cities down unlike you other freaks on the left do. But we will fight to the very end, whatever we have to do legally. Don't think we're going to just give up. So at the end of the day, this is what we are dealing with.
Can we go after
I
the
want
small
Hetty to say
people?
something about a rally coming up.
Yes,
So Hetty, if you could just mention...
I will. Let me, I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's going to mention about a bus going
Yes.
to Washington, D.C.
Yes.
So whoever is... Whoever
It's to
is...
support,
Hold on, Hetty,
Hold on.
Hetty, 2 seconds, hon.
Finney.
All right, hold on. I gotta make sure I have you in frame. There you go, Hetty, please.
hi, this Sunday coming on November 15th, a bus will be leaving at 6 a.m. in Bay Ridge to go to DC. They will take us back as well. The rally is from 12 to 3. I believe Scott Lebedo is running it, and it's there to support President Trump and let the whole world know that he's got supporters and that we're pissed off about what happened with this fraudulent BS that they pulled. And we're gonna have like as many people. The thing is, it's $100 per person to and from. So they pick us up and they will take us back after the rally.
Thank you, Hetty.
You're welcome.
You also go to a casino. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, we could, but no. This is strictly for our president.
Well, they already ran the numbers on us already.
I know.
The House thought it won. Shall see. Maybe we have a Trump card. Yes.
Yeah, hi. I just want to say, Shepard Smith was on Fox News up until about a year and a half ago. He never successfully hid his strong liberal bias. I assumed he was fired. He's now come to CNBC and he has the 7 o'clock slot for news. I watch CNBC 6 hours a day because I'm an investor. They never had a news hour. They never had a news hour. They're becoming an extension of their sister channel, MSNBC. MSNBC was news and CNBC was financial. That's changed with the introduction of Shepard Smith. He has an extremely liberal bias, such that when President Trump made the speech the other night, he stopped it, he cut it. He says, what you're hearing is factually untrue, so we have to cut it. He did the same thing that you would expect to hear from Rachel Maddow. So if you watch CNBC because you're an investor, the same reason I do, I would suggest go to another channel at 7 o'clock. Don't watch Shepard Smith. He's a flaming liberal. He doesn't try to hide it, and he is polluting CNBC, which always it was intended to be a financial channel, but because it's part of NBC Universal, it's getting its political foot in the door, so to speak, with his 7 o'clock newscast. That's it.
All right, before we proceed with the festivities of the day, with the election, and I'll hand it over to Alan, but before that, we'll hand it over to reports of the board. I want to mention that we are still taking membership dues for 2021. At the end, you can see Larry. It's $10 for the year, so whatever you could do for that. I'm going to turn it over to Larry. Do you have any update? Wait, yeah.
Can we, contact Mark Levin and say we want to join, like the Tea Party wants to join with you in your new resistance, because he's going to go after, God forbid, if these people took power, that we want to go after them, and we want to join your resistance. Can you help, can we work with you to get this out there?
Yeah, I mean, if we can find a contact with him to actually give him where he knows we hide.
And that if you can,
we can figure that out, then yeah.
The Tea Party from Brooklyn, New York,
Yeah,
wants to join your new resistance.
right.
Can you help us, support us, and get us?
Yeah, I'm going to look into what you're referring to in regards to the resistance. I want to know what that fully means before we
The new
move forward.
resistance.
Well, I just heard about it now, so I have to see what that's about before we
Lock 'em in.
move forward, and then I'm sure it's a good thing anyway. So we'll just look into it, and then we'll see what we
Because
can
he's
do, reach
excellent
out to
with the
him.
Constitution and the
No,
law.
I know,
so
our
he would be
Constitution's
very-
being trampled on, exactly, I understand that.
yeah.
So,